Okay. So I am just doing a quick past kingdom follow-up for Gustavo. Right, we'll go under that, guys, for the moment. Okay, so Hector Barsalli and Yovanne, she was a Massy, Massy. She looks like doppelganger for Sandra Day O'Connor. They were Antonin Cattaruzza from Italy, from I forget where he was born. I don't know if he was born in Alonso, but that's where Louis was born. Hector, Hector Barsalli, Barsallie. He married Yovanne Massy from West Indies. Apparently she's Irish descent, but under the kingdom they were sent down, I'm assuming, for some form of embassyic or embassilic, whatever, duties in there. And then she moved here, she said, when she was like 4 or 5. So they also, they had enough, like they were not doing without, but they're not living well in America by any stretch of the imagination. Their daughter, they only had one, which was Cindy. She married a really nice gentleman. They do very well, but that's because she married well and her husband does well. He's out in Suffolk doing whatever. So there's your update on from the Carabinieri, right? And then it's the Gendarmerie, I want to say. I'm butchering this. I really am in English. I really need an Italian lesson of like smart things. So I was just speaking to Hector in follow up to a generational, as a all-time witch, but I don't think we called it witch back then. I think we said, right, part of the Catholic and the Roma. So here's the thing. I don't understand. In Italy, they have the Hector's family, along with, I believe, some of my own, just not Antonine, is the Carabinieri, which is a policia, like a police, but not like NYPD in New York. No. They were respectable men that went through the military training, and they're like a hybrid between military and local, almost like the down south in the United States and out west. They have the sheriff, and like the sheriff of the small town is like the mayor. He's the smartest guy. He's got the best training, and that's the way that it used to be. I don't know what it looks like these days. The whole world in America is falling apart, but whatever. So anyway, so that's where, let's think. So those were Antonin Cattaruzza's neighbors that moved in together on 43rd Avenue, but we knew that if life should go really this disastrously for us all, and that's the house. So, and it's only separated by an alleyway, Alleyway. Their house is slightly smaller, has one bedroom smaller than, or it's a small tiny office than the house next door, I guess for the lot, LOT for building, in the city. So that's the update for Kingdom Business on that, on multi-generational. Let's see how they're doing. I also put up for my son, there's something called an Omega, OMEGA. It looks like a W. It actually looks like your rear end, your ASS, like if it's exposed and sitting on something. But we say it also looks like a W, but with the curvature being different. It's a symbolic importance in high science places. The point of that is that when we were doing spell casting, spellcasting, and spell typing, spelltyping, for my son Benjamin, I wanted to ensure that he did not have the wrong skin when he was born. We come from cosmic elsewhere. I did not want to have a problem with my son Benjamin not thinking he looked good enough because he looked like Yasan and Ottoman's grandson. So here's the deal. There's an Ottoman Empire, OTTOMANEMPIRE. I have no idea in what year it became an issue with my real life and my coming about, being that I'm always the same throughout all area, space, and time as the cosmic one that the entire world and universe is built around, and I come and go. And then I eventually have a full-time position, but even then I come and go. Except for now that I'm stuck in this Ottoman Empire conundrum. Without Rome's help, because I don't speak Italian, and everybody in New York is whatever. Anti-smart, it seems like. All right, so I have, there's a man by the name of Bryan Adams, BRYANSADAMS. He made a song. He has the ugly Romer nose, and he has the facial structure and hair of what my son Benjamin was going to look like. Plus he has like that, a little bit of the gusto, although they dressed him in black leather, whatever, vest. Non ci bene per lei, per me. It was kind of like you invest, INVEST, right, like a vest that you put on, but not with the buttons. It had the zipper, and it was made of cowhide, COWHYDE. Anyway, so this is this new 1980s wrong message, wrong New York. Okay, so anyway, so when trying to fix future in the actual Star Wars do exist and have for some time, in silent places of STARWARS, my son, if you look in the video, I put it up on Facebook, at the end there is a woman who looks somewhat like I used to, with her blue eyes. Actually, she looks more like my mother, who's driving with a man with very dark hair in a black Oldsmobile with a red interior. And he's like screaming at her, like, what are you laughing at? What is so important? And the woman's like, oh, nothing. That is a very symbolic gesture in my accounting measures from elsewhere about whatever that man was. Because the W, that's an omega. It's not the wave function of the two V's that go together to make a W. Like that is a W with two V's, and then omega has two U's almost, and then the area in the middle is only half. Okay, so we said to you, in order to stay on course for correction, that if I enter a livelihood where into a directional of it's going to end as a disaster, DISASTER, with Benjamin looking like Bryan Adams visually and entering a house 6'9", Omega being west, and then his last name, ROE, for Romer, ROEMER, right, Row, and then Boulevard, BLVD. It's on the corner of Monroe, MONROE. There's a problem with the Mon and the Row, being that the ROEMER is on Row Boulevard in a 69 West Row Boulevard, Patchogue, New York, 11772, disaster scenario with his mother in the wrong skin. with the wrong family, with TEOFRIO in tow, no less. TOE and TOW. This is an Ottoman Empire accounting fucking nightmare. So here we are. Otto's grandson being Jason, Yasan, and the whole Mongols and the ugly facial distortment of the Mongols and the Japan of like the grease pan of disgusting that I never want to breed with. Yasan doesn't look like a Japan. However, he doesn't look like Niklaus either. So if you look in the music video of like the summer of '69, yeah, it's 69 West Row Boulevard. It's the Omega Disaster House. And listen to Bryan Adams' song. It's pretty much what we did in order to try to help Benjamin document for himself and his mother as ugly-looking Bryan Adams' visage. And no offense to that man, but nobody wants to look like that when they can look like their father, Niklaus, from Cosmic Elsewhere. All right, so anyway. So, and this was all for breeding purposes, which we told not only the Catholics, but we told the protests in British Empire of fucking problems. So, here we are in, let's think about this. All right. So it was the 6-string, right, there was a 6-string band, B-A-N-D. That was the others that we took from Royal Future to band together with my Benjamin, that if my Benjamin comes out looking visually distorted, I'm coming after all of the band because they didn't do their job. So that's how genetics work in my caliber. Benjamin came out looking a hybrid between his father's nose, but mostly like my body, but still it's not enough to do what we needed to do. There should have been no pairing or marriage certificate in '99. And Benjamin was conceived on Christmas Eve because he's Saint Nick and he's actually Jesus. So, and then his brother is Alexander the Great. Yeah, that's how that works. So anyway, but we're not giving credence to a ROEMER or a TEOFRIO for any of this. Barsalli, by the way, the old man, he has a large Italian Carabinieri. He said that's where his family, that's what they were in Italy, in Tuscany, he said, and in Roma, and in something starts with an F just outside. I think it's just outside the Papal State when I was looking. He's not sure. He's never been to Italy. Again, we're not swimming in money or opportunity over here. But what Italy had as far as their polizia is what I wanted to see New York have, not this English empire pussy version of, hey, every enemy outside of like the British Empire, why don't you come on over, because Elizabeth's not allowing Cattaruzza, godchild, to have anything she ever wants in the future. Sure what it fucking looks like, Elizabeth, I'm just saying. So here we are in let's see. So, and in the Omega house, there was a carriage house, Carriage. It had a big garage, Garage, doors that rolled. They used to put a horse in there. It was like a mini barn, but it was where the carriage went with one horse so they could go, through town or whatever, because the old mayor used to live in the house. I lost the house because I couldn't afford it, but we lived there. That was part of the disaster story. Which everybody knew ahead of time, so I don't know why we have to keep living through this, like as if nobody fucking knows, and nobody knows how to fix this for me, since I'm the only one that matters with the children. Okay, so let's see. Ben's in the wrong skin. Alex looks as handsome as Niklaus, and I. Dan, poor Dan. Dan looks he looks like Edward Levine. My old tenant is really what he looks like, as far as the genetic goes. Let's see. Oh, and where Bryan Adams is playing in the garage It looks like the carriage house at the Omega Disaster House, which is 69 West Road Boulevard. And it looks like a shanty, Shantee, and a shack, SHACK, and it looks like it's going to fall down because of disrepair. That's the kind of life I've been living in New York since the day I was born, which we warned ahead of time.